Good morning from the Bitterroot Mountains. It is Friday, March 27th, currently a crisp 28 degrees, and I'm heading up Big Creek. This is one of the few trails I actually haven't hiked quite a bit. I've only been back here once, and I only went about a half mile, but today I'm going to target about 2 to 3 miles back. I know there is a bridge at about 1 mile, and then after that, there's potentially a waterfall. Look at that, right off the bat. And we've got a beautiful creek crossing. Okay, normally I'm one for jumping stones, but these here, those look a little slick. So I think I'm gonna go up this way, and there might be a spot I can hop across up there. Let's just come around here. Those icicles will indicate how cold it is. Yeah, that was a bit easier to navigate than going over those rocks. So I chose this trail to align with what I was saying in the last video, to fully take advantage of living here. And since I haven't explored this trail hardly at all, I wanted to take the opportunity today. Like almost all of the trails down here in the Bitterroot Mountains, Big Creek goes to a lake. And I believe it's close to 9 miles back. I won't be doing that today, but I'm definitely open to the idea of spending a few nights back here in the future. I am a sucker for any kind of offshoot trail that gets me closer to the water. Just a few minutes of that is so good for the soul. We are early into the spring season, and that means an icy, wet trail is to be expected. Also, I want to note, it is significantly colder today than it was last Friday. It's interesting how each of these trails, while similar, offer something uniquely different. And that is also true depending on which season you hike it. Even if I've done it multiple times, it offers a unique experience that will never be replicated. And that's not exclusive to the scenery. It also applies to my perspective each time I hike these trails. I'll be the first to admit, I tend to overthink a lot in life. There's something about being out here that calms your mind. I'm a firm believer that everybody needs a place of refuge. Somewhere they can go where they can experience self-reflection and calm their soul. Stress is a part of life, but we need to make sure we are finding environments where we can escape that stress and find peace. I'm gonna state the obvious and say my refuge is these mountain trails. And if you're watching this, I imagine it's something you can relate to. We have reached a point where the trail has become a creek. Now some people might be frustrated with this kind of obstacle, but I happen to find joy in it. Yeah, I definitely enjoy those creek crossings. As I've said many times before, there's great reward in overcoming adversity. But it could just be my bias for creeks and streams. I'm not gonna lie, I'm really enjoying this trail. I have arrived at the Selway Bitterroot Wilderness boundary. And it's important to note the distinction between wilderness and national forest, as this area is closed to motor vehicles, motorized equipment, hang gliders, and bicycles. Keep things wild. One philosophy that is easy for me to embrace out here is gratitude. I'm thankful for these experiences and for the ability I have to come out here and enjoy them. And I'm trying to take that philosophy of gratitude in all aspects of my life. I'm attempting to rewire my brain to always be grateful, despite society bombarding us with information to keep us miserable. Well, after going over that bridge, it's definitely easy to tell where the creek got its name from. It is a big creek. Being grateful is a choice, as is misery. And I've been choosing to be miserable for far too long. And that's why I come out here, because it keeps me in alignment and helps me to focus on gratitude. I recently discovered this quote by Wayne Dyer. Give yourself a gift of 5 minutes of contemplation in awe of everything you see around you. Go outside and turn your attention to the many miracles around you. This 5-minute-a-day regimen of appreciation and gratitude will help you to focus your life in awe. Okay, so I'm looking here on Onyx, and supposedly there's a waterfall up here. I may deviate from the trail to see if I can find it. Alright, I am heading off trail because I think if there is a waterfall, it's through here. But, as you can see, this brush is really thick. As I deviate from the beaten path, the downed trees illustrate just how wild and unforgiving the forest can be. But despite that, the forest floor is alive with new spring growth. It's as if I've stepped into a Studio Ghibli film and I'm surrounded by forest spirits. I'm not gonna lie, it's real thick back here. Growing up in Florida, there weren't many opportunities to appreciate whitewater rapids. And perhaps that's why I'm grateful for the privilege to enjoy these mountain streams. As a kid, the ocean made me feel small and insignificant, and I'm filled with nostalgia as I walk these valleys far below the steep cliffs of the Bitterroot mountain range. These environments show me just how insignificant I am, and it reminds me of the importance of humility. I'm gonna keep heading up. Found a little small boulder field. Gratitude doesn't have to be a perpetual state of mind, but I'm striving to make it my default perspective. I am challenging myself to pursue mindfulness and live in the present moment, rather than allowing myself to succumb to rumination. I think we're gonna rest here for a minute, eat a Cliff Bar, and call this my turnaround point. Here I am just sitting on a pile of rocks in the middle of the woods, surrounded by mountains, thinking about how grateful I am for this moment.